Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, help with gadgets.edc, and we've got another disassembly and cleaning to do this evening. This is the Miguron Keryx, and it is a budget knife. I think these were around, I want to say about 60 bucks. And I want to do a couple of things to this nice knife this evening. I want to take it apart. I've noticed that there's some rather sharp edges right here on the outside of the liner, um, up against the G10 there, or micarta actually, up against the micarta, and I want to take and knock that down just a little bit. I've noticed when I set it down on the table, it kind of wants to catch sometimes, so I want to fix that. And again, this is a budget knife. I don't expect everything to be perfect on it. I will say that Miguron did a good job. They used T8s for both the pivot screw. Take that and the collar off. Drop the screw into the alcohol. But they also use T8s on the body screws as well. And I'll check that clip here in a second. They did it for the clip as well. Alright, that's a nice little titanium curved clip. Works really well. Alright, let's see if we can get this to come apart. And with a little persuasion it does. Got the stop pin there. Alright. Come on. Now, full disclosure on that, I believe I've already disassembled this. Actually, I know I have, because I don't think those are the bearings that it came with. But I'm just going to wipe all the parts down here. I have had this one for several months now, and I've carried it a good bit. It's actually a really good budget knife, and I plan to do a full review of it in the near future. I've had a request to do some more budget-minded stuff, and since I do carry budget knives as well as some more expensive knives from time to time, I will do some reviews on the on budget knives as well, because I really like them in many cases. Miguron is a fairly new company, at least new on the scene from what I know of. And of course, favorite blade shape, doesn't hurt. This is the budget version of it. There's also a more spendy version of it, if you will. It's a top flipper with fancier materials. Alright, let's go ahead and use some of this alcohol to get down there and clean that out. And do the same thing for this side as well as this side. Okay, there you go. I'll go ahead and get everything out of the bath here, the alcohol bath. Let me grab another alcohol swab so that I can wipe down those bearings. I think those bearings are skiffs. I had to order some loose bearings for the Arnaud Bernard Amamba that I was rather surprised when I took that particular knife apart and it had the loose bearings instead of cage bearings like I had assumed. And I shouldn't have assumed. And I could only find, well, I didn't find one of the bearings. I don't know that it was on there when I got the knife, because again, I wasn't prepared when I took it apart, so I may have actually dropped it. All right, let's get that G10 backspacer back in place. Let's drop in this Miguron logoed pivot. Easy. Put on a bearing. Let's get some of the gunny glide. And I like to put a drop there. And a drop on the other side. And as you turn, as you manipulate the knife, that'll move that all around. So let's go ahead and pop that on. Let's not forget the stop pin. Let's get the other bearing, drop it in place again. Really simple. We've got a collar on this side, and let's go ahead and put a little bit of Loctite. I like using the stick. It's not near as messy, and it still works, in my opinion, really good. So we'll tighten that down. Not going to crank it down, but I'll check it when we get the body screws in. I usually don't put any Loctite on the body screws. Could if you wanted to. I generally don't. I haven't had a lot of cases of the body screws backing out. You generally don't have the movement on them that you would on the pivot. Alright. Body screws are good. Centering is not good. I'm going to guess that the pivot is loose. Let's tighten that up a little bit. Or actually, in this case, a lot of bit. Still a little bit of movement. Tighten it down just a tad more. Centering is getting pretty close. There's no movement. Let's back off just a hair. And we've introduced movement again. So let's go back the other way a tad. Again, we'll check it. No movement. Drop shut. Centering is good. I say we're good to go. Appreciate y'all watching. If you haven't done so, please go down there, like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you want to. I appreciate those and try to respond to them as soon as I can. So there you have it. That's the Miguron Keryx, the budget version of this. You've got a disassembly and cleaning. Appreciate y'all watching, and hope to see you again soon. Thank y'all.